Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to a monster analysis on Narok. I should mention this is an early analysis. I am recording this before the event for this monster is actually released, before Social Point actually releases the official stats, the official skills, and all that good stuff. So with that being said, this will be an initial analysis. If everything stays the same, it's awesome. It can be an official analysis. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. Narok was a slave to Lord Mammoth and his tribe for many years. Tired of hunting only to bring food to the table for Lord's banquets, he rose against Lord Mammoth and won. Now he lives alone in the free in the wasteland desert where he can hunt for himself and no one but himself. And so moving on over to stats, he boasts an impressive power of 36,850. This is officially the highest power in the Earth category. It beats War Master Gortok, who has a power of 3663. So take that, Gortok. And actually, in terms of all monsters in the game, it is once again a really high power stat. Rador still holds the supreme with 3850, followed by Makugan with 3727. After that is like four monsters that have a power of 3696, and then is Narok tied with Stake and Lucifer the Hope Freezer. But again, he's officially the strongest Earth monster. In terms of his life stat, it is also very impressive, 38,906. In the Earth category specifically, this is tied for the third highest with War Master Gortok. Yes, that's right, both Narok and Gortok both have 38,906, and the only two Earth monsters that have a higher HP are Oros with 40,112 and Brutalis with 44,335. So super impressive strength, super impressive life, especially when this monster, when you look at his picture, he doesn't look like he'd have a high life stat. And then his speed, he's pretty mobile, 3465. So all around, really great stats. And his traits, oh my goodness. He is immune to stun, which is really great in the Earth category. A lot of Earth monsters have stun, but he also has anticipation. Move over Sting Westclaw. Like no one is even gonna care about Sting Westclaw. I rarely care about Sting Westclaw now, but the fact that we have officially the strongest Earth monster with anticipation, once again, I've been saying over and over again, Xyla and Voltic, they are not worth getting in the game anymore because they get pulverized by anticipation monsters. And the fact that we now got another strong Earth anticipation monster, there's no chance for them. And yeah, extra turn monsters are pretty much dead in my personal opinion. Having anticipation and immune to stun is just phenomenal. It really feels like Social Point is pushing anticipation to every single element. You know, if you look at the previous element, we got Hukuai, we got Zygar, so we got magic, we got water. There's a ton in the other elements, and I think there's a few that are still missing, so looking forward to see any future monsters. In terms of book, this is an Underworld monster, a Evil Legends monster, and a Superhero monster. In terms of relics, he can hold the sword, which is perfect for an attacker, and the mask, which is again perfect for an attacker. And honestly, it's just perfect. The mask, there's so many things you can hold now. You can hold a mask that gives your whole team a shield, similar to the Tenacity shield. You can hold a mask that removes stamina, gives you stamina. You can get Valtzer's mask to increase your power even more. So it's just really great stats for a monster of this caliber. And with that being said, let's talk about the special. So this monster's ultimate is Scavenger's Hunt, which is an AoE, and it removes positive effects from all enemies, and it is a mega stun. So if they have any skill mirror, if they have an evasion, if they have something, an immunity to control skills, you're going to remove the positive effects first, and then you're going to mega stun everyone, and it's also dealing a whopping 70 earth-based damage to all of the enemy monsters. Alright, let's move on. Fast Metabolism. This is a self skill that has a high, what the heck is that? I don't remember seeing this. It has a high 20 turn cooldown. I don't know if that's legit. I don't know why it would have such a high cooldown. But yeah, it has a high 20 turn cooldown. It costs 30 stamina, and it removes all negative effects you have. It gives you life regen, and it gives you an immediate extra churn. And I've said this multiple times. Anytime a monster gives you an extra churn and life regen, that is incredible, right? Like life regen is okay, but you don't get the benefit until next turn, right? So immediate heal is always better. But if you're getting life regen and immediate extra churn, that's an immediate 20% heal. Aside from that, you lose all of your negative effects. So if you were burning, if you had a sunburn, if you had a curse, especially curse, every monster that gets released nowadays, they can pretty much apply curse. So if you had a curse, ignition, sunburn, you would remove all of that, you would heal by 20%, you give yourself an extra turn, This is, even though skills group 1, fast metabolism, definite must-have skill. We have Cold Knights, which deals 40 special base damage to a single enemy monster, has a 2-turn cooldown, only costs 19 stamina, it applies nightmares, and this is whatever. Cunning Strike, this deals 40 earth-based damage, has a 2-turn cooldown, and it removes positive effects. The one thing I will say about Cunning Strike is it really feels like in the game, having any type of skill that can remove positive effects might really be to your advantage. You know, this can remove a simple Megaton, this can remove a skill mirror, this can remove an evasion. Basically, if the enemy has some positive effect you want to get rid of, having a skill to remove positive effects from the enemy team is not a bad idea. Moving on to skill group 2, we have Exhausting Pursuit. This skill deals no damage, but it does do a 100% stamina drain, and it applies nightmares. And so nightmares is actually making quite a comeback. Nightmares deals damage equal to 5% of total life and removes 10% of stamina each turn. So yeah, especially with a lot of stamina draining monsters, stamina draining capabilities, we're seeing nightmares come a lot more. But yeah, 100% stamina drain, that's cool. Any type of single knight is amazing, right? Especially if it's not your conventional stun, freeze, and possession. If you can do stamina drain, if you can do cooldown activate, if you can do total blind, that's really useful moving forward in the game. We have Spear of Savannah. Alright, check out this one. This one deals 30 damage, 30 special base damage. It costs 30 stamina, has a 2-turn cooldown. This applies Curse. Didn't I say just about every single monster can apply Curse? And it applies Stamina Leak. So Curse will remove 10% of life and stamina by 10% on the first turn. That doubles to 20%, and then that doubles again to 40%. So a lot of stamina drain, a lot of life drain, and then the Stamina Leak, this will remove 15% of stamina every single turn for 3 turns. So as you can see, this monster, even though he's an attacker, he has a lot of stamina draining capabilities, a lot of it. He's self-sustainable with his high tanky life, he's self-sustainable with the life regen, but yeah, he can also 100% stamina drain and apply the nightmares, and then he can also curse and stamina leak everyone. That is super impressive. Haunting the Prey. This is an earth-based attack that deals 50 damage. The cool thing about this skill is that it has no cooldown. And you always need to have a skill that has no cooldown cost, especially when you're in a scenario where you're facing someone that you know can do cooldowns activated, right? In the Earth category, Montezuma always comes to mind. When I think of other categories, there's Sunblast, he's very popular. There is Patient Cyber, he's also very popular. There's Stormbeard, he can do cooldowns. There's plenty of monsters that can even do single cooldowns. So running a 0 cooldown skill might come in handy, and it even has an added benefit of draining 25% of stamina from whatever monster you attack. And then moving on over to skill group 3, we have Evil Laughter, another extra turn skill. This skill has a 3-turn cooldown, costs 40 stamina, that is quite expensive for an extra turn skill. It will double your life, right? And again, 40 stamina, and you might be thinking, there's other monsters that can churn transfer, that can, you know, I think of Shelnar. Shelnar has the, what is it called? The Inner Beast? I don't even know what it's called anymore. It basically gives you double life in an extra turn. Well, this monster has that at a high 40 stamina cost, and aside from that, it'll also drain 25% of your own stamina. So this skill is actually costing you 75 stamina, right? 25% of 140, that's 35, plus the 40 you already spent. This skill is costing you a whopping 75 stamina just to get double damage. So be careful when you use this skill, right? If you use this and then Spear of Savannah, you've used 105. But again, going back to the relics you can hold, if you happen to have Jazzstar's Mask, well then you don't really need to worry about stamina because you can easily recover it. So it is about working with the relics you have and don't have. It's all about the synergy. What monster are you going to pair up with this monster? Can you pair this monster up? Can you pair up this monster with something that can do stamina regen? That way when you do your extra turn, you recover some stamina. It's all about taking all of that into consideration, right? But yeah, nonetheless, this is quite expensive, but it is very, very good because that double damage and it lasts for 2 turns, that is going to deal some hefty damage against the enemies, right? Spear of Savannah becomes 60 special base damage, and on top of that, you're applying Curse and preventing them from using any skills because you're going to be stamina draining. And then scrolling down, our strongest skill, 60, that would be 120, that could also do Curse and can do Stamina Leak. So yeah, even though it is expensive, it is a really good skill. Let's see, we also have Power of Koftar. This is 50 special base damage, 1 turn cooldown, and it's just a 50% stamina drain. So we have 25% stamina drains, we have 50% stamina drains, we have 100% stamina drains, we have a self 25% stamina drain. We have a lot of stamina draining, right? True Savannah Ruler. This is again 60 earth-based damage, can apply Curse and Stamina Leak. And what I like about this and this is especially true moving forward in the game, with more and more monsters being released with dodge area, right? I think of O'Reilly, I think of Wormlad especially, I think of Halgudin, plenty of other monsters have dodge area. A skill like Spear Savannah wouldn't work, but a skill like True Savannah Ruler, that's where you can apply your curse and your stamina leak, and you can give yourself double damage. So having a variety of skills to choose from AoE versions, some single target versions, super useful. In terms of what skill set you should run most of the time, I think it goes without saying, Exhausting Pursuit, Spear Savannah, Fast Metabolism, and Evil Laughter is probably your way to go, right? And you might be thinking, Armor, you're kind of missing out on a lot of the damage skills. And you know, that is one thing that kind of sucks with this monster. If you do run the skill set I recommend, well, you can deny someone. The problem with this is you're not a denier, so you're not benefiting from your strength runes or anything. You're only really relying on Sphere Savannah and giving yourself that double damage, so that's a 60 damage AoE. And you can't really spam the skill or use it again because you don't want to reset the cooldown on Curse. So that kind of, the same holds true for True Savannah Ruler. If you AoE curse someone and then curse them again, you're going to reset the curse, and you don't want to do that. So maybe you should run the 50% stamina drain. So that could be one potential possibility. Let me think about this. So if you want to get the most out of your attacker skill set, you could probably forgo Exhausting Pursuit and instead run Spear of Savannah, run your Power of Kaftar, run your Fast Metabolism, and run your Evil Laughter. I think that'll be better than what I mentioned earlier, so you can get the most out of your build. And for a monster like this, you want to give him at least one strength rune. Keep in mind he has anticipation, so he can work just off extra turn monsters. But I think by now most players are smart enough to not put extra turn monsters on defense. Then I think this monster would work the best with at least also one single speed, so you make sure you get a turn in. So one single speed, one team speed, one strength. You can do 2 strength, 1 speed. So I think those would be my top recommendations. Overall, I gotta say I really like the monster. I was definitely surprised with that 20 cooldown, but other than that, I'm liking the monster, right? He's super powerful, he can give himself double damage, he can pack quite a punch, he can AoE curse and stamina leak, he can single target curse and stamina leak. I like him a lot, right? And again, he's just another anticipation monster. I'm a simple man. If I see anticipation, I automatically like. But that's just my personal opinion on this monster. Now I want to hear from all of you guys. What do you guys think about Narok? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing you guys' thoughts on this monster. Keep in mind this was a preliminary analysis, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have to make an updated analysis. But assuming everything stays the same, this analysis can be the official analysis. And with that being said, I will see you all next time.